What's up everybody, and today we're going to be taking a look at Rogue Summoner, a turn-based tactical roguelike about strategically conjuring monsters to fight in your stead, summon every creature you encounter from spineless minions to mighty bosses, and conquer all the dungeons to become the Rogue Summoner. Now, Gamecraft Studios, this is their first game, and they reached out to me to actually try this game out, and it is releasing today or yesterday depending on when I upload this video. And man, oh man, I'm really glad they got in touch with me because this is a really fun game. It's more on the lines of being like a D&D tabletop roguelike, having 9 different dungeons with each having their own separate amount of levels that you have to go through before you can fight the boss, and all of them with their unique themes and procedurally generated. So if you die and have to restart, you're not going to be running through the same stuff, which is always refreshing, and I always like procedurally generated because it keeps the freshness of the game going. But going through the mechanics of the game, right when you start off in a brand new dungeon, it's going to put you on floor 1, and it's going to give you your very first creature you can summon, and usually the very next room is going to let you test out that creature and understand how it moves and how it attacks. And then there's going to be an elevator to allow you to go to the next floor, and that's what you're always looking for, is the exit room. And every level is consisting of these small rooms that have an X determined amount of enemies in them that you have to defeat before you can move forward. And of course, beating each and individual room grants you XP to level up, and you can use these upgraded skill points for maximum mana. You can increase the number of potions you can carry, the number of monsters you can carry. You can also put into soul points, which are used for spell casting, and Ring of Life, which would actually allow you to lose the battle instead of having to restart all the way from the beginning, try again from that room. And it's a really interesting concept of the way that you're battling in this game, because it kind of feels like you're playing chess, but you're cheating a little bit. The enemy's chess pieces are already on the board, and you can set yours wherever you want. And there's plenty of times to where you could just put one cube out of the reach of their attack, set your character there just so they're out of distance, so you can take them out in the very first round. Which is a very important strategic point that you have to do because of the fact that each kill that you do get grants you a certain amount of mana points back. So throughout each dungeon, you really have to put in mana conservation the best way that you can, use the most minimal amount of creatures to defeat the enemies, or you could easily run low on mana and can't really summon the creatures that you need to in a possible boss fight, which would result in losing the dungeon. And after defeating the room, if there are some enemies that you have not seen before, they will actually drop a little rune token that you can pick up and use them in future battles. And while scouring through each and individual room, you're going to find different chests that'll give you plenty of items that you may need, some being health potions, vigor potions, mana potions if you do need them. Then you've also got your runes that have all different styles of attack and range attack. And the spells are what are for the soul points, and you're going to be using those a lot more when you get deeper into dungeons or into the even harder dungeons. They can really be a game changer in a very tight situation. Now, the last thing I want to touch on real quick is going to be the graphics and the sound design. As you see from the graphics, it's more of this low polygon set, which works perfectly for this because it does feel like that tabletop D&D type setup. And for a lot of the different dungeons that are in this game, there's a lot of bright, vibrant colors, and some of the particle effects that are in certain areas with like the special gemstones and stuff really do make it a very beautiful game, even for the minimalistic style that it is. And the sound of it is more on the sense of like a medieval, like RPG style sound. It's a lot of the mandolin and a lot of like really harpy and deep bass type thumps that it kind of gets swallowed away, but it's in the background just enough to where it almost settles your mind. It's very strange for me. I love sound effects in these games, like I've always said, but it all comes together perfectly. So if you guys are looking for like a tactical roguelike, then this is definitely going to be your game. This is a fantastic, fun one to play. Each dungeon, depending on how many levels it has, can take anywhere between 15 to, I think the longest one it took me was probably like 30 to 35 minutes. And that's not including the 2 endless levels. So those seem to be just like your leaderboards to fight against people to see how far you can get with each attempt. So if you guys are interested in the game, I do have a Steam link below to take you to the page so you can take a look at it to get a little bit more information. Again, I want to thank Gamecraft Studios for reaching out to me to allow me to play this game because it was a fun experience, and I'm still not even gone through the entire thing, and I think I'm going to go back and finish the rest of it. But thank you guys for sticking all the way to the end, and if you like the video, leave a like, lets us know if we're doing something right, and if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. There's a whole bunch of brand new games coming out this month, and I'm trying to get out as many as I can, but it's becoming very difficult. And like always, guys, I'll see you in the next video, and have fun.